Howdy, y'all. We got a treat for us today. Y'all know that we have our own local cowboy singer, and he really gets into his cowboy stuff. It's awesome. Look at these pictures. Some of them got a little bit of black back glare, but you can get the gist of it. Okay. Now this is just his living room. Has anybody guessed who this gentleman is yet? All right. Well, let me slip over here real quick. Get this picture because I like this picture. This one's just those clouds and everything. That's so Arizona. It's not funny. And I'm gonna go over here. There's so much as far as fun stuff in here. Look at this. Oh, okay. Oh, and the books. He's got a second edition. Ooh, ooh. Look at those. Anyway, has anybody guessed who our local cowboy singer is yet? You all know him. I'm telling you. You know him by, like, he's the one and only Charles Gunn. Hey, Charles, how you doing?
All right, how are you today?
I'm great. I'm great. Now, how long have you been singing cowboy songs?
Well, I started in October of 1990, so I've been doing it 35 years and traveled all over the CSLRA and beyond. I think I've went as far east as Rock Hill, South Carolina, as far south as Sandersville, as far west as Milledgeville, and as far north as Clayton and Dahlonega in that area.
Mm-hmm.
And so I mainly did it for churches and civic clubs for years, and now since 35 years have passed, there's a younger audience out there, and they don't know who Roy Rogers and Gene Autry are. So now I had to reinvent myself and say, would you like me to come sing for your senior adult group? And they really love it.
Yeah. Well, it's a shame that they're missing out on some of the most awesome songs there is out there. The Now, I know you play the guitar. Is there any other instrument that you play, or?
No, it's mainly the guitar. I
Okay.
can play 2 minutes all I know on the piano. So guitar don't have to claim to fame, and it's very simple. If I play it, it's simple. I promise you.
Okay. Now, not only are you a cowboy singer, you're a cowboy western fan. As a matter of fact, let me show you something, guys. Okay, I came in the house and there you go. It's on TV. Okay. So, anyway, but you're a fan, and you have this ritual, this hobby, whatever, that you do every year.
I usually try to go. I've been going to Western film festivals for 25 years, and I've met many of the stars, many of the co-stars, and especially co-stars and stunt people that have worked with the big stars that have passed on. And I've heard all their stories behind the song, and I usually make my round doing at least one of those a year. And I've talked many times to Roy Rogers Jr., to Rex Allen Jr., and seen pretty much the whole cast of the Virginian, and so many people. And one thing about film festivals, the best part of it is they have star panel discussions, and they get all the stars together on the panel and they ask them questions. Then they let the audience ask them questions, and so you learn a whole lot of stuff that happened to them, or how they got where they are, or some funny behind the scenes stories. And that's really interesting. And there's so many people of like minds there. It's such a conservative and patriotic group of people all in one place, and it's always nice to be there.
Yeah. Now, obviously, a lot of the old cowboy movie cowboys have gone on to greener pastures. So,
That's right. And nowadays, because of that, what we get by with it now with the festival, sometimes their sons come and tell the story of their dad, or the grandsons come tell the story of their grandfather. And so they can answer the questions that we would like to ask them. Sometimes they can answer those questions for us. And so they're continuing the legacy by following in their father's footsteps or grandfather.
Okay, and now since you said something about legacy, I have to add, you have kind of handed down your legacy. You have a young lady that accompanies you to your visits, don't you?
Right. Sometimes we went together to some of the film festivals, and I've carried some friends, and I have a granddaughter that goes to me to a lot of the festivals, and you know sometimes they're like 500 miles away, so it's nice to have a driving partner, and especially when I say to the young people, you have in Atlanta, I'll take it after that. You know, and so, but anyway, so that some like my granddaughter knows a lot of stuff, and some of the stunt men, and they love her, you know. And my oldest granddaughter Casey, she goes with me so many times, and I tell people she's my star catcher because I go to the guys, you know, that played in the westerns, and I say, "Don't you want to take a picture with me and my granddaughter?" And they look at her and they say, "Yeah." And so I use her a little bit.
She's the bait.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome, and I'm sure she enjoys every minute she gets to spend with you and
Yeah.
your crowd. I also know that you have been going for so long that they kind of consider you a celebrity up there. I mean, you're one of the gang. They kind of, if you're not coming, they give you a call.
Yeah, I know a lot of the stars and see them and talk to them every year, and the people that run the things, I'm real close with them. Sometimes they will give me a heads up, like this star, like Robert Fuller didn't make it year before last, but in the past year he did, and the lady called me and said, "If you're coming, you better get your reservations because we just heard Robert Fuller is coming back." And Robert Fuller has so many lady fans, they just fill up the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like she'll give me a heads up on things like that. So it's nice to, and it's so funny. And I usually try to dress all Western from top to bottom. And sometimes I tell folks I even outdress the stars. And so sometimes when I'm walking around with a name tag, you'll see people stop and start staring at me because they think they ought to know me from somewhere. And matter of fact, the year before last, the lady looked at, she walked down from behind me and then came back, and she spoke to me and she said, "You know, I thought you were Robert Fuller." And I said, "No." I said, "But," and then later on in the festival, a couple of days later, one of the movie producers that were on a panel sitting in the area, and he said, "I saw you walking down the hall the other day, and I thought you was Robert Fuller." And I said, "Well, that's the second person that told me that." And he said, "Well, at least I'm not crazy." And so last year, or back in June, I got to see Robert Fuller, and I told him that story. So I told him, I said, "So Robert, if you decide to make another movie and you don't want to do that long walking away scene, I can do that for you."
There you go. All right. Well, speaking of walking away, I hear you've got a treasure room. You want to show it to us?
Yeah, you can
Okay.
follow me.
Oh, look, it's Robert Fuller.
Just a lot of collectibles throughout the years with his books and CDs and cassettes and everything. And I've read all those books and did a lot of background on all those people. And so sometimes when I'm performing live, I can tell stories behind the stars or the songs.
There's a little bit of glare on that.
Yeah, that's one of the horses I had.
And that's the other thing.
Yeah,
He just doesn't talk cowboy. He has been on a horse. Okay. As a matter of fact, I've heard a couple tales about his horse riding experiences. So that's a cute little decoupage thing there. Wow. You know, half there are so many people that don't even know who this guy is
I
anymore.
know, that's sad.
Nice, Charles. Nice. Oh, look at these guys.
The Sons of Pioneers, and Roy Rogers Jr. was in that group at that time.
Ooh,
There's
there's
an autograph album of mine from Rex Allen Jr.
autographed guys. Isn't that cool? Look, even his Christmas tree's got horseshoes and everything on it. Oh, Happy Trails mailbox, lunchbox. I'm telling you, you've got all kinds of cool stuff. Well, Charles, yep, you've got yourself a little bit of cowboy stuff in here and horses and here's a copy. Let me see if I can get this without the glare. There we go. It's got a few songs on there. And once we get off the interview here, I will tell you a story about something very similar to that happened to me in a rodeo one time. So, but thank you so much. This was wonderful. Wait, we got more pictures over here. Hold on.
You know, that's at the Gun Stewart Trail riding one year, and the lady in front's my oldest sister Helen, who's passed away, and then my niece Tracy behind.
Okay. Of course, he's got cowboy curtains even.
And my son found those up in Dahlonega, and somebody's basement or something.
They're so big I can't even get them in the camera. Let's back up here. Back up, back up, back up, back up. Still gotta back up. There we go. So those are some long horns.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Charles, for letting us come into your home and see all your treasures and giving us a little chat on days gone by.
Yeah, glad to have you, and glad to let people see some of the things I've collected throughout the years, and a lot of memories of people, and a lot of the stars that I've seen have. I wrote a song, called Golden Memories of Silver Screen, and all the cowboys I mentioned, and my line used to say, some are gone, but none are forgotten. But now I had to change it to all are gone, but none are forgotten.
Wow.
So lots happening.
I just got chills. All right. Well, thank you so much, and I'm sure I'll see you again.